wish I could do something to help you, too.
I didn't know I could feel like that.
Let's begin.
Okay.
Hi, welcome back to the
You.
Riverona stream. We are here. We are here to discuss and party and have fun. I'm joined by some wonderful people, as I usually am. I'm, of course, Kevin. I'm here joined by Hans,
Hey!
Megan. That's her. Aaron.
Hello.
And we have ourselves some very fun guests this time. We have Dave Gerson, our original, our person who played Paris in the Workshop productions.
And the remount.
And the remount. I've kind of just called them all the Workshop productions, I guess, in my head.
When he wasn't hospitalized, yes.
Yeah. And we have Mike, who played the Deep Fryer in our Workshop productions.
I'm a very fun guest.
He's a very fun guest.
Mike is a very fun guest, as is Dave. We have fun guests.
You two have a very fun connection between the two of you, because in the second episode, despite the fact that Paris was not in the script, Mike was very courteous and inhabited the body of Paris for that show. So you both have at one point or another been a Paris.
That is right.
That is right.
Because Aaron and I, as directors, cannot let a bit slide if we can.
I was sitting in the audience
We can
and
incorporate it.
you all had said, oh, don't worry, Paris isn't in this one. And then out walks Paris, the cowboy hat and everything. And my soul just shrank up a little bit. So bless you for not giving him any lines. That was really
To
kind.
be fair, he wasn't
in the script.
He literally wasn't in the script.
Legitimately,
When the flashback scene happened, we were like, Paris was in this. That's too bad. I guess we'll just go with it. Then Mike was sitting there very, very quietly, like a good little actor in the audience. And I was like, we could put Mike in a cowboy hat for this one scene.
You
I
can,
have a
in
cowboy
fact, put
hat.
me in a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
close
You
enough.
did
I guess it was either that or we've just found a mannequin somewhere. Just
Yeah.
like
Which
some
also-
kid.
Or
It's
not
really
have
funny.
it, which was our first thing, because we weren't
which was how
gonna
it was
ask
done.
an actor to come on stage to stand there for 3 seconds in a cowboy hat. Although it seems like Dave, you would have wanted to.
If
Just for the bit, yeah.
For you,
Just
anything.
for the bit.
Yeah, just for you, though.
It feels like Dave
Can
might
you
have had something
imagine,
going on.
though, like, putting out a casting notice being like, hey, we need a Paris. His job is to come stand on the stage twice. No lines. Jeanette will touch his arm.
It's,
love it.
Jeanette will touch his arm.
Oh, well, that raises
No,
the
Mike
stakes then.
and I
Jeanette's
had
amazing.
a on-stage conversation that no one could hear
well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that was always fun.
in the
that was,
background.
Oh, yeah.
Where I
Yeah, I
just
remember.
found different ways to tell Mike that Julia had diarrhea. That was really what I did.
Yep. And I continue to not know anything about anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be like,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
Paris
That's
experience.
I gotta go. That's my diarrhea alarm.
Oh.
Having a little tummy
It's kind of a
troubles.
running theme for both the Deep Fryer and Paris not knowing anything. Well, no, man, Paris knows everything about everything. He just doesn't have the knowledge to apply that in real life situations. But he can recite you the Wikipedia article.
yeah,
You
it's
can't
not-
read the
Deep Fryer
room.
knows everything about life, but doesn't know that he knows it. It just comes to him.
Which,
That's
if
why
I'm,
you
if,
cast it so well.
if
Because you
I'm
can't
not
read the
wrong,
room.
if I'm not wrong, Dave, during the show, you just looked up Wikipedia articles.
That's right.
That was
Amazing.
Yeah, that was how that went.
And at our writing retreat, we also looked up a lot of Wikipedia articles as we wrote lines for Paris.
Yeah.
That's that's
Cam-
true. We did have
Cameras,
We did have our wedding retreat.
Cameras?
Our
go tools.
writing retreat. Which is tools? I get it.
Go tools?
Go tools.
Go
right.
tools.
We did look up.
We did look up.
Godels? I do not know how to pronounce
Yeah,
it. We did not look it up.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say,
The
we
sex
sold-
huts.
The sex huts.
The sex huts, yes.
Yeah.
The sex nuts?
It's a it's from like a
It's India,
It's
I
an,
believe.
it's an Indian tribe, an indigenous Indian tribe that sends their children when they come of age to sex camp.
They're like
Vague-
big
that's
sex
vaguely-
dormitories
Yeah,
Big
where
the-
they
sex
like get comfortable
dormitory.
with their sexuality.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the interesting.
We think.
Well, yeah, no, it's worth mentioning that what happened was that it came up when in like an article about like wedding customs from across the world, and then we looked into it deeper, and it was not a wedding custom. It was just this website.
I thought
decided-
we were just looking up weird sex things, or like
maybe
weird, weird sex things. I think is like.
I'm almost certain that what kicked off was wedding customs, and then we went off from there. because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the original like clickbaity article that it was.
Yeah, it was like a
from.
little listicle that somebody
Yeah.
had written up that they
Yeah.
clearly just didn't research too much into.
But we don't want to spoil Paris's lines for episode 3, so
Yeah.
we won't
Right.
talk too much more about
No.
this.
Sex
These go tools.
dormitories.
We'll talk a little bit more about how our nice little writing retreat went, because we had one of those. But I thought what might be nice is just because it's been a while for even us personally to see some of our nice former actors. So I just want to see how everyone was doing. If you have anything you want to, I don't know, tell people about. Mike, how about you?
Love.
What have you been up to?
Massive career change. Yeah, I just basically changed my entire life about a month ago. So now I work at a nonprofit out of Edmonton and spend several days a week in Edmonton and several hours a month commuting back and forth. But it's good. It's exciting.
Yeah.
A
With
cool
a young
casual
child, that
thing.
must be great.
You
Yeah,
know.
for a man with a 3-year-old
Oh yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning I will wake up at 4:30, and then I will get into the car, and then I will drive 3 hours, and then I will work a day, and then I will stay a night, and then I'll work another day, and then I'll come home.
It's definitely the way
Woof.
to do it.
How do I tell people to join?
You can. I mean, this is our first time on the stream. You should know these things. Yeah, you can just send them a link to the YouTube stream. I don't think I actually dropped it into the chat. Well, one of us should do that for
I can do it.
our first time guests. So our
You're
first time guests.
sharing the thing, but
Yeah.
I am not. So
Yeah.
And Mike, that's amazing. I know my timing was horrendous there. That is so cool.
It is.
I pasted the stream into the stream information part of the chat
Right, there
on
you go.
Discord if anybody's looking for
Besides
anything.
the tedious commute, how is the new job going, Mike?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's a great organization. They're doing great work. It is a lot of figuring things out because it's a really big organization, and I am doing a lot there. But so in the span of a month, I've met with a lot of people and basically said, so tell me about what you do, and figuring out, the organization and how to help support it and things like that. So it's very exciting, honestly. And I'm having a really good time so far. And it, previous to this, I was kind of working about 3 different jobs and kind of Frankensteining a schedule out of that. And now I don't have to do that. And to be honest, the commute is less taxing than trying to juggle 3 separate jobs at the same time, because at least on the commute I can listen to audiobooks.
You getting a lot of podcasts in?
Yep.
What's that like to not Frankenstein a bunch of different jobs together? None of the pretty much the rest of us here know what that is like.
Yeah.
y'all, a
Yeah.
9 to 5. It's a nice choice.
It's
Unless
relaxing.
I don't work
Me.
9 to 5, but that is the type of job I have.
I don't know. I was able to go to the grocery store at like 2:30 today, so that was pretty awesome.
I had
Guess
a nap.
what? Me too.
Different
I didn't take a nap,
grocery
but I did go to
stores
the
or the
grocery
same
store.
one?
I think you might have been wanting to do something different, but
Yeah.
all right, but hey, moving on. Dave, apparently, while we were talking to Mike, you gave yourself a full setup.
Yeah.
You're kind of putting us all. Hang on, you're kind of putting us all to shame. I guess I can do. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And
Ooh.
also this. There we go. Here now.
I'm impressed.
Ooh.
Wait,
There we
wait.
go.
Hang on a sec here.
Dave does still win, though.
Yeah, no, obviously Dave wins.
Well,
No.
I saw
Yeah.
somebody say if you do
Light in our
orange and
house.
blue,
Yeah.
you're like YouTube cool if you do orange and blue. Apparently.
Oh no, yeah. I mean that these are like YouTube colors. But Dave, what have you been up to since? For you, it's been a bit. It's been a lot longer since we've checked in.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
sorry. Just Mike just turned his entire world blue.
Everyone has fun lives.
I heard
except for
blue
Aaron.
is
I get
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Let's
Wait,
play
is
Eiffel
it-
65.
Is
Can
it
we
blue
get
or
the-
is it
can we get the
red?
Streaming race?
Wow, nicely done. That's amazing.
But yeah, Dave, what have you been up to? How have you been?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Trying to push further into film and TV. I'm doing a few days on Billy the Kid right now, actually, which is kind of cool. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll see if any of it misses the cutting room floor. But doing that, have a play coming up. Working with the Nose Creek Players out in Airdrie on a Robin Hood comedy as their Sheriff of Nottingham, and having a lot of fun with that. That's a really, really neat group of people. Yeah, and a few other things. Can't say quite yet. Also doing some audio podcast dramas that are coming up that I'm really looking forward to. Thanks to Hans, your encouragement for me to sort of stick my neck out there. So some stuff started to land on the voice side. I'm just making it up as I go along, like I always did. But I'm having a lot of fun. Having a lot of fun.
I mean,
Looking forward to
Yeah,
the
just
packet
doing
of
it, just doing stuff is how pretty much you can crack into any industry. You know, fake it until you make it. Sort of mentality is useful, and then you learn the stuff as you go, which is nice.
Exactly. I'll be.
That's awesome.
We're just putting together. We're going to be making a movie this summer. So I'm on as a director or co-director, co-producer on a film that we put together that I'm really excited about. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing to see you all.
Can you
for sure.
share anything about what your movie is about?
Yeah, it's a really, really lovely story. So I could when I did the TV pilot, the World War II thing I've talked about ad nauseum. A few of the people there that I met had been working on a bunch of other projects. One of them is a writer, and it's this beautiful story. It all takes place basically in one location in a cabin, so it'll be nice and easy to do. It's a drama with lots of reflecting back on a couple's life as you're just meeting them at the end of their life together, as it's kind of all falling apart, and it's beautiful. So yeah, just starting to get into casting on it now. Really excited. And then now with the changes in how ACTRA has started to clamp down on non-ACTRA shoots, even in Alberta, thankfully that encouraged us to look more into it, and it's actually not that hard at all. So it'll be a fully authorized ACTRA production and everything. So yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. I mean,
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just want to roll back a little bit, hearing that you're playing Sheriff of Nottingham in a Robin Hood thing. That I don't know how anyone else feels. That feels appropriate. I feel like I don't know why. When you said that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can definitely see you doing a comedy Sheriff of Nottingham. That feels right.
Basically, Paris just meaner. Really, that's kind of that's the only difference. But it was funny. I was panicking because I got to be honest. Once they gave us the script and I read it through, it's a play's been around for a long time. I think it's called The Somewhat True Tale of Robin Hood. And so when I finally got to read it after being cast, I had to be honest with them. I'm like, I can't find one laugh in here. This is rough. But then once you started working with the cast and the people, it's all there. And it just, so we're just, howling through rehearsals and everything. Thank God, because I didn't see it on the page. But as soon as you're looking into somebody else's eyes, you're like, oh, there it is. There's the moment. And the Prince John that I'm playing with is, his name is Ter, and he's over the top, doesn't even begin to cover where he can go with it. So it's just a matter of me trying to keep pace with him. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Prince John was the in the one with the animals. He was a lion, right? He was the greedy lion.
He was the little lion.
Yeah,
the lion with no mane.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No mane.
Crown that was too big though.
Yeah.
When we went for the audition, he broke out this Snagglepuss sort of crazy over the top effeminate sort of. It was amazing. And then it was so perfect. And then they said to us, okay, they were like, the panel was laughing. And then they said, okay, guys, swap roles. And we just looked at each other without saying anything. We knew exactly what we were going to do. We just took each other's voices and did the exact same thing that the other guy just did. It was super fun. Yeah, lucky enough to be doing that.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we're going to move over to a bit of what our team has been doing because, and obviously, you are here. Feel free to chime in when you feel like it. But I think for a little bit,
your turn to interview us.
Yeah.
Ask us questions.
Yeah. But yeah. So this last week, Hans, Megan, Aaron, and I took a trip out to Kimberley, BC, and had a writing retreat work day. 4 days. 4 days.
Wow.
And
like 2 9-10-hour days.
Yeah, no,
just writing.
We got just stuff done. We to make it work. I pulled because we went to like a condo out there. It's a condo, yeah. And pulled a full TV out of a room and just put it up on the table, and then just went our way through.
No Wi-Fi in the condo, so it helped and hindered a little bit. So we weren't able to really
you can look
get
stuff
distracted.
Up.
Yeah.
So for those who are interested, audience, episode 1 is done. Like, it's done. We're probably not.
Yeah, we retooled it for hopefully the final time.
It won't be the final time because we're gonna have to reread all the work we did and be like, oh fuck, that actually didn't work or whatever. But it is 3 full pages shorter.
Yeah, I mean
3 full pages shorter, which is good.
Yeah. We like focused in some character energies. We focused in some arcs. We finished episode 3. It needs like a public read through and a pass, but it's mostly done. And episode 4 is like halfway done. Also ready for a public read through and a public pass. So audience members, like, keep watching our social media because there's going to be a fun event coming up, probably in March.
Yeah,
March or early April.
I'm excited
I think it'll depend when Easter is this year. We wouldn't want to. We seem to have stop.
I'm excited for episode 4,
just
to see some of the dynamics because there's a lot of characters that don't normally get to interact.
Yeah,
interacting with each other in those episodes.
When we did episode 2, Joel, who's been playing our Benvolio since the beginning, we minus the first production of episode 1, said to me during but I mean, from the very first read through of episode 1, Joel played Benvolio. That's what I'm saying. Like 2-3 years ago,
fundraiser, didn't do Common Ground, did do the remount, did do episode 2. He's done most of it.
Yeah.
But when we were doing episode 2, he said to me, he's like, it's a shame that we don't get to act together. So I pitched that to the team. So in one of the previous Leons, we just have Benvolio and Juliet having a scene together that doesn't make any sense for just 3 lines. So that Joel and I can interact with each other.
I mean, one of the real fun things about the way that Riverona is set up is those previously on and next time ons, which we didn't get to do a lot of exploration of during the workshop and those. Mike,
cut for time.
Yeah, you would have seen it, Mike, because you're only in the second one. But Dave would know that we just didn't have the full effect of them. But they're fun things to do. Things where like, okay, well, this doesn't really matter for what's coming up, so let's just get some jokes in here and just toss them into that next sim on the previously on. Yeah. But overall, how do you feel like other than the spending the days writing? How is it taking a trip and writing out of where we normally do it, which is either alone and then coming together, or at a food
or street market?
Yeah,
at
a food court. A food court. Fancy food court.
Fancy food court.
But a food court.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Like, it's good because once we actually sort of started to get the pace down, instead of, just discussing and then going off and writing individually and coming back and then punching up and then going off and writing individually, we got to do that all at once. So it was like discuss, write, punch up and then move on to the next thing, and then sometimes going back to be like, okay, what we just did doesn't make sense now with the next stuff, instead of just like not being able to figure that out. It was kind of interesting.
I don't even know what to do with this
Mhm.
cat. She's literally running up the walls right now.
She's excited.
It's okay.
She also wants to give her input on what we did when
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
away, which she wasn't there for.
Cat is the name of their
Yeah.
child, by the way.
Yeah.
Our child
Yeah.
cat.
That child.
Their 5-year-old child.
Just going like,
Yeah.
It works
So-
when I snap at her and wave my fingers for like 30 seconds. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I feel like we put a lot of it was mentally draining. I don't know if I've ever focused for that long in my adult life.
yeah. It felt a lot like doing a what do they call it? Like a writing room style thing.
For like
Yeah.
a sitcom or
It was-
something. Yeah.
A little looser as at certain points people just go get some wine, which I don't think you have in writers' room.
We
Hey.
In writers' rooms, there's
waited
never
till
any
after
substances
6
of
to
any
get
sort.
wine.
No, yeah, you wait till after 6 to get wine while we were writing. At that
You
at that
can't
point,
write for Lady Capulet if you don't have a little wine
Yeah.
in your hand, your vodka wine.
I mean, at that point, we'd already had like 6 or 7 hours of writing already. So yeah, you're good to loosen up a
And
bit.
you know what? I said I was worried that Drunk Megan's jokes weren't going to be funny. And when we read them the next day, they were funny. So I don't remember
So it was
specifically
fine.
which.
We did get a lot done. Like we got
Yeah.
more done
Yeah, we
in those
did.
2 days than I think we typically would in like 3 months.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you get when you can get the number one, just the pure amount of time. When you spend hours on something, you do hours of work, and 2, being able to just stay in the flow of.
It was also, I really have to give major props to Aaron for kind of being our sage, our massager, facilitator, for typing
Showrunner.
all of our stupid random ideas into the Google Doc up on the screen when we couldn't decide what was the funniest way to say a line. Aaron would always step in and just write them all out so we could look at them in context. And that was exceedingly helpful, and something that I will probably do when I write alone now is just write out all of the ideas I have and choose the best one. I thought it worked really well.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the best things I've done in our process. And I wish I had realized that was a thing I could do earlier. Because when we would get caught in like an idea spiral, just seeing them all like physically on the page would really help us like own in on what was really important.
We rarely, after that point, we rarely disagreed on what was the best choice either. We would like kind of start getting lost in the weeds, and Aaron would just like write out the different kind of jokes that we were saying, or at least the idea of them. And then there'd be 3 or 4 lines up there, and we'd all look at them and be like, oh no, it's that one. Almost unanimously every single time. Whereas before, when we did that, we could sometimes spend 15 minutes just tweaking the
Like,
wording of a
pitching
joke.
things.
Yeah.
Well, while we were supposed to be finishing the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. Sometimes when you're working on something, it's hard to move past something because you're like, well, I'm here right now. I should work on it right now. So that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Mhm.
I have good news for specifically the people who went up to Kimberly, and also anybody who might have caught our Instagram account. I have finished the meat pit. The
Meat pit, meat pit, meat pit.
How long did the meat pit feed you?
I finished it yesterday.
That's
Kevin.
risky. That's a risky level of. Oh, I guess
No, you're keeping it. I
can't
kept it in a,
be-
what do you think I was doing? I kept it in a fridge.
Yeah,
That's
but
true. I
still
guess you only
Thursday,
kept it for a
Friday,
week.
Saturday, Sunday. That's touchy. 5 days.
Not
You can get away
not
with
when you keep
it.
not when you keep it sealed in a bag in a cold area.
In a bed.
Well, not in a bag. It was in a
Some
Tupperware
food
bag.
safety stuff that I would say 5 days of cooked beef is borderline
Yes.
bacteria growth
Bacteria's
territory,
worst
fridge or
enemy.
not.
A bag.
Bacteria's worst enemy, sealed bag.
Yeah. Well, if Kevin suddenly dies or turns into a zombie
If Kevin
or
turns green,
gets mad cow disease on stream, we'll know. We'll know 5 days was just a little bit too long.
if you need to tell someone about your diarrhea, Kevin, Mike is a good person to tell.
I would argue you're all just cowards.
We're all just cowards. We didn't have the meat pit.
I think we all just
Cook-
have
You
worked
took
in
the meat pit
restaurants
You understand?
for
I
a long
cook,
time.
You understand that I take the meat and I cook it again, right? Like I'm not just eating cold meat out of a thing. Like they cook it away that removes the bacteria again.
I do not have
double-cooked
time to
bag meat.
explain to you food safety.
Yeah,
but
but
5 days of cooked meat is borderline bacteria growth time.
Megan, I will.
It's
to
double cooked
defend
bag
Kevin,
meat. It's fine.
To defend Kevin a little bit here, like restaurant food safety and health standards are like way more hardcore than they need to be. It's like they don't want the chance of anybody ever getting food poisoning.
Neither do I.
No,
but like 2 days is like they're like
Thank you,
throw it
Mike.
out, you know.
Restaurants are doing that because if they don't do it and someone gets sick, they get sued. If at home you do that, you get a bit sick, maybe, but usually no. It's like drinking milk past the expiration date. It's actually fine.
You're
be fair.
speaking to someone who doesn't like to have diarrhea for any reason.
And
You
don't
mentioned
have
diarrhea
for
a
any
lot on
reason.
this stream. Are you okay? Or do you
I
have
was
to
gonna say,
admit
for someone who's that opposed to it, you sure talked about it a lot on stage.
It's like exposure therapy. I thought you would know about this, Mike.
Okay.
Don't you have a master's?
exposure
I
to
have a
diarrhea?
PhD. He is
Exactly.
Dr. Mike.
Yeah,
I-
Dr.
handle
Mike
diarrhea.
diarrhea.
Diarrhea doctor.
Wait, you're not a gastrointestinal specialist?
I'm
You're
sure
a different
not.
kind of doctor?
I'm a different kind of doctor.
And what was Dr. Phil
But you
again?
can check out this rash, right?
I think he's a
I mean, I
psychiatrist.
can look
think
at
he
it,
might
but
be a
I-
PhD.
My best guess would be like, that's a bad rash.
It's a rash, yeah.
I mean,
That sure is a thing that probably shouldn't be there.
technically anyone can look at the rash.
Yeah, exactly.
It just depends if they have anything useful to say about it.
Yeah.
And how does that
I'm
rash
sure
make
you
you
can
feel?
Gummy worms also
Okay,
made a
Go.
appearance on the trip to Kimberly, but these
I
have
mean-
been in the magically
Oh.
sealed tub, so
Kevin, I will defend you. When I was judging you about eating the meat pit, I kind of thought it was Thursday, and I kind of forgot that you had had the meat for less than a week. So actually, you're fine.
Yeah.
I often will cook things on Monday and eat them on Saturday, so
Yeah.
I retract my judgment.
I don't.
However, for the audience, if you want to know what the meat pit is, it's when we accidentally bought like 2 kilograms worth of ground beef and cooked it all at the same time.
I mean,
because we thought it would fit in the pan.
I'll tell the story. We on purpose bought.
That's true. You did it.
I'll take primary blame for the meat pit. When I went to get beef because we were going to make burritos, the only thing that was at the store for some reason was family size. I couldn't get anything smaller than that. There was just family size. I'm like, you know what? Okay.
They ground up a whole family. For anybody who doesn't know what family size meat, a whole family's worth of meat is ground into a
I
package.
mean, we are a family.
But I was like, okay, so this will probably be fine. So we got him like, we don't have to cook it all, I guess, if it really comes down to it. We reached the point where we were going to start cooking, and I looked at the meat and looked at the pan we had, and I said, this will probably fit. And then I put in one half of the meat, and I was like, you know what? This will probably fit. And then I put in the second half of the meat. And I went, nope, this didn't fit. It did not fit. So
down.
So by the end, it was just, it worked. Like, hey, we cooked it. It's just, it was a lot of moving it around. And it did look like that pan was bottomless. And there was just meat all the way down.
Eat it.
Yeah. But it's, hey, we got the meat.
Yeah.
We got the meat. We got the meat. Sorry.
Yeah,
There it is.
we got the meat.
You think like 4 adults could eat a family pack of ground beef.
I just
But
think he
it
didn't
was
try hard
it
enough.
was an atrocious amount of beef.
Well, I mean, also we weren't having just like ground beef. We were having burritos, which means that
Well, one would.
Who has just
I
ground beef?
was eating just
I'm
ground beef.
just picturing the four of you just sitting with plates of just beef, ground beef.
No, you
This
you
is
take-
actually
you
really
take ground
this-
beef and you put in onions and you put in pasta.
This is actually really triggering for me because my dad, when he was in a very bad mood, and I mean clinically bad mood, my dad has bipolar, he would cook a meal he referred to as glorp, and it was just ground beef on white rice usually,
Yeah.
and he'd be like, "That's dinner," and it was disgusting.
I mean, I see
Yeah, but at
nothing
least
wrong with
pint-
that if you're doing it. If you're
I have at
cooking
least
the
a
meat
pint
right.
of ground beef. In there.
Meat pit. Meat pit brings me back to
Pint
my
of
childhood.
No, guys, we need to acknowledge that Dave just said a pint of ground
I
beef.
do. I have like a pint of ground beef cooked and ready in the fridge upstairs, and it's taking everything in me not to go get it and eat it.
How
right now,
how
rather
old
than-
is it?
Well, yesterday, just fresh made. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Are
he's
you
got a
gonna eat-
pint of it.
it's at least a
Pint
pint.
is not a pit, Dave.
Might even be a mega pint, to
A
be
pint,
honest. But
no, a pint is a great way to explain an amount of beef. Because while I understand it does fit it, I think of pint exclusively actually for ice
Are you
cream.
talking like a? Are you talking like a liter portion container, like a
one of those
deli
things, yeah.
container? Because that would be
yeah, I think
that would
Hans's
be
depth was about perfect.
a
Yeah.
liter. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
a,
like
that'd be a liter.
the plastic thing.
That's
yeah.
a meat liter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
meter.
easily
I
a
know what
meat
you're talking
liter.
about.
Yeah, I
A
like that.
meter?
A meter.
A meter?
I have a meat
Yeah,
liter.
that's how
I'm
I-
not above just eating it with a spoon, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Maybe
Maybe
not-
also
Megan?
eat just ground beef.
That I'll
If
say
you
that.
ever eat anything that Megan deems as questionable, which is like anything more than like 2 days old, she'll eat it a little bit and then she'll be like, "You eat it too."
We're dying together.
You eat it too, because she's like, if I'm going down, you're coming with me mentality.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you
Even
want-
though like I'm not involved, even if I'm not involved in any way, we get a
I don't
meal.
see anything
at
wrong
a-
with this. You married me.
We buy 2 separate meals at a restaurant. She's like, this is questionable to me. You taste it. And I'm
We
like,
lived
why?
together for
Why?
8 years before he proposed to me. I feel like I'm not
Yes.
at fault here. If he didn't want to die when I die, he should have thought of that.
Yeah, it's
I
very
don't know,
important to not leave dependents behind. It's very important to just do a full sweep.
I would much prefer to have someone healthy who can like listen to me whine and moan and like
See?
bring me
See?
stuff and take care
You
of
need
me.
to-
That's
She's not
That's-
thinking about being taken care of. She wants you to
Yeah.
be suffering beside her, but then also take care of her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the logic is.
Mhm.
That's it.
when I'm ill, I'm miserable, and it'd be even worse to put that on my wife when she's also sick. No,
That doesn't put her above
When
putting it
Hans
on
is
you.
sick, he really doesn't want to be a burden, but he also is sick. So I have to ask him what he needs constantly. And I always go, no, I'm fine. The first 3 times I ask until I'm mad. And then I ask, no, what can I do? Do you want tea? He'll be like, I guess maybe some tea would be good. So we're very bad patient and nurse.
I just get very whiny.
Whenever I get sick, I just go into a coma for a while.
You power
I could-
down.
You could go for a coma. It sounds refreshing.
I haven't been sick for like a long time, so I can't think of and especially as an adult, I can't think of what I do when
Wait,
I'm
you
sick.
were sick at Christmas.
Was I sick at Christmas?
Remember when the kids got COVID and you just had allergies?
Yeah, that's not sick. I had allergies.
You were very unwell. So here's the thing about the Weirs. When we get sick, we pretend that we aren't. And since I live alone, I will never acknowledge that I'm sick. weird
well, I
thing,
mean,
right?
the problem is also is that that will happen is that our niece will get sick, and then everyone else will get sick, and I'll just be like, okay. Or I'll have allergies. Everyone else gets sick, and then everyone's like, "You're sick." I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure I just have allergies." And then, what are you whispering?
They know what I'm whispering.
No,
Aaron, are you trying to turn this into an ASMR stream?
No
What's
one
going
knows
on?
what you're whispering. Oh,
I said he's sick.
Yeah.
I'm
But I knew what you were saying.
Yeah. Dave, when you get sick, do you need taken care of, or are you like Kevin, where you never get sick?
I just say never get sick. I just forget. Whatever.
My wife accuses me of being a massive man baby when I'm sick, but I disagree. I don't believe that's true. But
I might have to go with the one who's outside.
Do you trust your ability to like accurately judge your man babiness?
maybe.
I'm gonna trust.
Well, that sounds
I'm
like
gonna
a no.
trust your wife on this one, Dave.
I just gotta trust the person
Why-
who's
why-
not from the outside. From the outside, when looking in, they usually have a pretty good view on things.
Yeah.
See, I'm definitely not a man baby when I'm sick. If I do act like I'm in pain or something like that, that's usually like
Hospital
I have to
time.
go to the hospital or something. Like, oh, I can't just grit my teeth and bear it anymore. Something must be wrong.
I will admittedly,
and then I go to the hospital.
I will admittedly, sometimes if I want to get out of something and I'm feeling a little sick, I will play up how sick I am to be like, nah, it's just real bad. Can't do that.
It's like when you're trying to get out of work, so you drop the fact that your throat's kind of dry at like 2 p.m. the day before.
Oh yeah, you're like, I think tomorrow I'm not going to be at work, so I'm going to start setting the seeds today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Dry in here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little tickly.
Is it warm? Is it?
Yeah.
Being back in high school, you got to lay the groundwork for tomorrow.
Lay the groundwork. Yeah.
But you know, we're now a house of 2 full-time freelancers, so there's no one to.
There's no sick days. No
Yeah.
sick days, baby.
When I was at the meteor shower opening at TC, I ran into a friend. He's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm like a full-time freelancer now." He's like, "Oh my god, Megan, congratulations!" And I was like, "No,
not on purpose.
I'm unemployed." it's just I was just trying to.
Witty.
Yeah,
No,
it was just
congratulations.
jokes. And he was like, "Oh, you could have had me fooled. I was really ready to like root for you." And I'm like,
Acting.
You've been doing great stuff. It counts.
Yep. I've
counts.
been exercising, and I actually started writing my novel today.
Very
Hey.
good.
Just 4 short months after I left my job, but you know,
For sure.
Yeah,
That's fine.
You're doing it eventually. That's what matters.
Yeah.
But
Right.
speaking
And
of
recovery's gonna
moving,
recover.
yeah, speaking of moving past things when you're writing and not getting stuck, there's just a bit of my book right now that says "describe it" in brackets because I don't know exactly what I'm describing yet. So
When I'm writing, I'll very, very regularly use just square brackets around. I've used it around something where I'm like, I don't want to describe this location right now. I don't want to do this. I'll use it around if I just come up with like a name for, like, the first time I introduce a character, I just put a bracket around their name because I'm not sure if that's the name I want to use. But by putting those brackets around it, the things I can just search later. So it's a
Yeah.
great. It's better than sitting there being like Jake, John,
Jackie Mortadella.
Jackie
That's a good tip.
Mortadella.
That's a really good tip, actually.
Oh yeah, no,
I have a
just
full
don't do it
page.
now. Do it later.
Yeah. I have a full page with square brackets on it, and it just says, "Do you want to write a sex scene? Do some self-reflection and figure out if you want to tell people you wrote a sex scene." Square bracket.
Yeah.
And I have not done
Aaron,
that
for what it's worth,
self-reflection,
if I
but-
get a vote, I would like you to write the sex scene.
Oh, thank you.
The
But,
sex
yeah.
scene?
Will read
Ugh.
it, who I know, and I just need to, accept that.
Well, if it makes you feel better, there's definitely gonna be a sex scene in my book. So
And if it makes you feel
And
better,
then they totally boned, and it was super hot.
Yeah.
Oh man, whoever's if this was a book, and somebody's reading it, they'd be
be,
turned
like,
on
really
by
turned
the
on
sex
by
scene.
Like he pulled out his
wait.
thing.
Oh wait, but it is a book.
Dear reader,
Did we just write the best sex scene ever?
No,
yeah,
no, I would,
I
I
think
would,
we may have.
but I'll tell you this. We did not write the worst one.
And he did exactly what you, the reader, like to be done to you in bed.
There's it's a website that they compiled the worst written sex scenes, and there are bad ones. There are very bad ones.
Like, what about like My Dad Wrote a Porno?
My
that
gosh.
podcast phenomenon
Yep.
from like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think a lot of people are familiar with it, but the guy's dad wrote porn books and he read it with his friends and
live on
his podcast.
It's pretty funny.
So good. Funny.
I feel like there's a bit of an understanding among people who like aren't specifically like romance or erotica writers that like you don't necessarily have to talk about the sex scenes when you're talking about like each other's books. Like we all understand that. We all get it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there are things the books needs, but sometimes there's not the one you want, to come up in every conversation, especially with family members.
Sometimes you have to tell your family members, hey, maybe you wouldn't like this book I wrote, or maybe you wouldn't like this play I'm in, and maybe you should see a different one. The end.
Yes.
Maybe I'm going to come on stage in just a sheet, and maybe you don't want that.
Maybe you have to have an orgasm on stage. Maybe you have to give an orgasm on stage. Both things
Same play
that I have done in different plays.
Maybe you're gonna wander out on stage and sing a song while you whip yourself.
Yeah, our town's a weird
The
play.
things we do.
So
We were all talking about
to be fair,
town,
the
but
play
yours Wilder.
The play in which I had to give an orgasm was entitled The Vibrator Play, and it was specifically about that. And my whole family came to see it and had no problem with that. They did, my lovely Albertan family, have a problem with the fact that I kissed another woman in the show. That was the sticking point. Not all the vibrators.
I don't want us to move past the fact that the phrase "give someone an orgasm" is a very.
It was medical.
Yeah, no,
it was.
I was a nurse. I was an orgasm nurse.
It also feels like the weirdest. Like, here's a gift for you. Can you swing by the store?
Is it not a gift?
Can you swing by the store and get me an orgasm?
I gave her an orgasm and then we fell in love and kissed because she was hysterical.
That's the way it goes.
I mean,
especially when you're hysterical.
That could
Your
go.
uterus wandering all over the place.
Yeah, just going nuts up in that body. It turns out she was just gay.
Turns out.
Turns out it was gay.
There's no yes
gay
and
all
word
along.
that won't get us canceled.
The real treasure was the friends we met along the way.
Just let.
And the real treasure is the orgasms we gave to friends along the way.
There it is.
Yeah.
We got there.
The real orgasms was the treasure that we gave our friends. Oh, no.
The real orgasm. Not
The
those
real
friends were the
treasures who
orgasm
gave us
we
orgasms along the way.
The real friends was the treasure we orgasmed along the way.
The real way
we all
was
know
the
what
friends
we're
we
saying.
orgasmed all over the
options?
treasure.
Can you write all these options
can you get
down
these on the board
so that we can pick out which is the funniest?
You can figure out which one will work. Okay.
I need a whiteboard.
I think we're doing good. Let's move on to our second half of the stream. Let's play some games. We're going to play code names time around. So everyone, see if you've timed out of the game.
100%, but that's okay.
Continue playing. You've been idle for some time.
Yeah.
I didn't have to hit a
Story of
button.
my life.
No?
I'm back in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Cool.
I'm in.
Here, I'll switch to the screen, which should be good. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So, obviously for our people in the chat, all of you probably don't look at the stream. Everyone on the stream, or who's watching the VOD later, you'll be seeing my screen, however that ends up being. But Codenames is pretty simple. You have one person who's the spy master. The spy master will, or you'll have 2 teams on each team. One person, the spy master. Spy master will give a clue to try to link certain words together. The other person will have to, or the other 2 people will have to discuss and try to figure out which one of those things the person is trying to link together with their clue words. The words, I mean, I can't remember the specific things. Like, you can just say one word. We all know the rules for things like that. You can say a name. I think there's ones where it's like you can't say a name, like a proper noun. I don't think that's particularly a problem. Just go with it. It's fun. Yeah. Let's randomize the team, see who's on
The
whose.
tiles you're trying to link together, right?
Yeah. So here, I'm just going to reset the game.
All
Or
right.
you just want as many tiles as possible, right?
It's whoever has the most tiles at the end.
Yeah, so it's whoever gets all the tiles at the end, gets all of their tiles at the end. There is one word out there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's one word out there which is the assassin, I think. And if anybody picks that word, their team instantly loses. It makes sense. I'll probably be one of the first spy masters because then it's just easy to do. Randomize, randomize, randomize. All right.
Whoop. I'm on the red team.
Yep, I just hit randomize multiple times. I know it doesn't do anything, but I did it multiple times still. Game. So, I will make myself the spy master. Aaron, so our 2 teams are, we have Megan, Dave, and Kevin. And on the other end, we have Aaron, Mike, and Hans.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna move our cameras around. Aaron, you played Codenames before.
Yes.
Do you want to be the spy master then?
Sure.
This is like me in every board game. I've probably played this 50 times and have no idea how to play it still, but it'll come back.
It will. So I mean, yeah, we'll just go. So I'll write a clue. I'll say it and I'll also type it down. But I'm going to. Me and Aaron are both looking at our screens there, and you see your ones. I see mine. Remember, I'm blue, so I'm trying to get Megan and Dave to get the blue ones, and avoid the red ones, and especially avoid the black one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Feel free to discuss among yourselves while me and Aaron think of what words we're going to say.
I know Aaron wanted to do a bit about what beverages we were all drinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did rush through that, Aaron. Do you want to do that while I think of my word?
Sure, because you have to go first.
I am going first, yeah.
Okay. So back on the early days of Podcast MOA, me and Kevin's Mystery Outsiders and Abs teen drama podcast, we used to do a bit called Aaron, What Are You Drinking? Where I would talk about what I was drinking. And when we were out at the retreat this weekend, we were talking a lot about how we love watching people talk about food and beverages online, which is weird because you can't taste those things. So why are you into it? So
But we are
let's go around the
collectively
horn.
into it.
We are into it. So Hans, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Canada Dry Diet Cranberry Gingered Ale. You can see that
Ooh.
there. Yeah.
That's a holiday
it
beverage.
is sweet and refreshing.
And not as good as the full sugar kind.
And it was leftover from, I don't know.
I always get a beverage each
a pack. Yeah, a pack that we had bought on one of our grocery shopping trips. And I was like, this is a little sweet. Let's have that for the stream.
Yeah, it'll do.
Yeah.
Megan, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking out of my big dumb cup, lime bubbly mixed with a little bit of lemonade and more soda water.
Amazing.
It's a
Very
mocktail
tart, very refreshing. It's a mocktail.
out of my big dumb
Mock drinking
cup.
is cool. With Riverona sticker, merch. Mike,
Yeah.
what are you drinking?
I am drinking a beach plum, naturally essenced La Croix.
La Croix.
La Croix.
So
I thought it was. I always thought it was
bougie.
pronounced Lacroix.
It is in
La Croix.
in the
LaCroix.
United States of America. Where
Meg,
freedom.
Meg and I, that's my wife. We like to pronounce it as aggressively Frenchly as possible. So it just eventually becomes.
In case y'all were wondering, Mike is from Ontario. That's where that classic French accent comes from.
So classic.
Classic.
Dave, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Kiss the Kettle Flower sour from our friends at 948 Brewing Company in Airdrie, who have been.
Can you say that again?
It
What
is
part of
called
that was the title?
Kiss the Kettle Flower. Kiss the Kettle Flower. I don't know if I can. Kiss the Kettle Flower, which is
Ooh.
one of their sours
Sour.
from 948
Sour.
Brewing Company in Airdrie.
Oh, I don't know this brewery.
For
It
some
is a it is
reason,
it's a-
even though I knew you were describing a beer, I thought you said tower, and I was so confused about what part was the name of the drink.
Tower.
Like the type of drink?
Yeah, I was like, Kiss the Kettle Flower Tower from this. And I was like, what? What part of that is the type of beverage?
Yeah, since I've been hanging out in Airdrie
That's
lately,
me,
I've
I'm
made
just
friends there, and it's actually one of those rare places where you go into like they brew everything themselves. It's all there, and I haven't had a bad one yet. So
Nice.
yeah, everything they make
Nice.
I've really enjoyed, and I can honestly say that
Well,
even
well-
other friends.
We'll have to come up and see your show. Enjoy a beer beforehand.
Yeah, it should be pretty ridiculous. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Hey, Kevin, what are you drinking?
I have an empty water bottle which was full of Crystal Light infused water.
Mocktail.
Cool.
Yes, a Crystal Light mocktail.
Waters.
My Wowders.
My waters.
So we're on Water Talk here on the stream, and I can't tell you guys what I'm drinking because I do not want it to sell out because it is discontinued. But I am drinking
Oh.
out of my Riverona.
Erin's gatekeeping her drink.
Themed cup.
I like this started
There's
as
only
a.
like 80 flats left. I
It's a
need to keep
This,
them.
this started with a whole description of we used to do a bit called Aaron.
Oh,
what are
I know
you
what you're drinking.
And then Aaron proceeded to ask
Yeah.
all of us what we're drinking, and Aaron will not share what she's drinking.
I know what Aaron's
Oh, Megan knows
drinking.
what I'm drinking.
I mean, I don't.
It's discontinued forever.
This is very much
Okay.
like the Sponge episode from Seinfeld.
Yep.
So you know,
But I do
so you
have
know
this
that the stream
Riverona
is very
mug.
important to Aaron because it's beer
This drink
worthy.
is very important to me.
Beer worthy. Oh
It
yeah,
is a
okay. I
very good
remember.
drink.
I remember now. I remember
Yes.
now. Yep. Okay.
Okay, well, I'm glad most of us said what we were drinking, and Aaron alluded to a mysterious liquid.
She's got a mysterious past.
She does. She has a mysterious
I'm
past.
making content, Kevin.
We are.
I'm gonna drop things on Instagram. Follow us.
Yeah, we're gonna run an Instagram contest.
What is Aaron drinking?
Aaron will tell you what she's drinking if you win.
All right. All right. Well, here we'll let's do it. I got a clue for Megan and Dave. But we're gonna go hard right off the bat and see if you guys can do
Okay.
this one. We'll see. My clue for you is going to be parking 3. So
Parking 3.
parking is the word I gave you. 3 is the
Mhm.
amount of things I think it connects between, and you have to guess at least three words. The second you get a word that is not one of our words, one of like our blue words, then the next team gets to go. So
Dave, I'm gonna say I think both van and block
Those are the
are
two I had.
likely.
Yeah, those are the two I
Okay,
had. so
let's
far.
go
Can we get-
van.
can we get the third.
Bill would also like. It costs money. Mile, I could see.
Yeah, Notre Dame is a street in many cities.
Lock, because you lock your car when you park it.
Uh-huh.
Those are my thoughts.
You park in Egypt? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Let's go stream France Silk. Do you want to lock in the third one? Or do you
Yeah,
want to just
well,
go with
wait,
have to
do you
guess
have
at least
any
one. Yeah, you have to at least
reference?
guess 3.
Between the ones that I suggested: Locke, Bill, Mile.
I'd say Lock or Mile. Lock.
Go Mile.
Okay, Mile it is.
You got to click it. You said Dave had to put one in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works on your end. Yep. So all right. So then.
Oh no.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Megan ended
Hit the wrong
guessing.
button.
Yeah, that's fine.
I clicked on Mile.
Yeah, no, you did right.
Oh, okay.
I did click on them. I didn't realize I had to click on them twice or click on them in a different spot.
Yeah, no,
Megan beefed.
It's
Viewers, Megan beefed it real hard.
It's fine, Kevin.
It's the first time we're
You just
doing it.
pick-
It's absolutely
Yeah,
fine.
There's a pint of beef.
5, and I'll put the other 2 in.
What
That
is
was
it
that
with
was
you
like
and
at
Philly?
least 6
As a
day old
leader of
beefing
beef.
that Megan just performed right there.
Mead pit.
Keep it up.
Mead
Okay.
pit.
What is it with you and failure?
Mike and Hands. I'm
Yes.
giving you a clue. I'm not going as hard as Kevin, but my clue is animated movie 2.
Oh. Animated movie 2.
I know, Aaron.
I mean-
Because our brains work the same.
So the
2 words is borderline. It's borderline doing 2 words.
It let me do it. I tested it before I gave it. Otherwise, I would have
guess-
just given animated.
I mean
Dragon,
Hands and Notre Dame.
Dragon and Notre Dame. Yeah, that both of those. The only other one that I could think of was Soul because of that Pixar movie that came out recently-ish.
yeah.
But Notre
I-
Dame makes sense to
No,
me.
you're- Yeah, that's what I would say.
So you have to hit it again if you want to get.
Hey, you have to hit the little finger.
Anyway.
Wait, did I guess one of theirs?
You did?
No, we're red.
No, Hands did.
Oh,
I
no.
see.
Because I didn't consider that.
Yeah. All right. So now
That's
I have to give
That's
it a-
okay.
Yep.
We can catch up.
That's okay.
We're tied now.
We are tied now.
So that means I'm going to keep Soul in mind for the future. Who
Soul's
knows?
still the wrong one. I
don't
know
know.
the other one Aaron was trying to get you to guess.
Maybe.
I wonder about Egypt because of Prince of Egypt.
All right. My word
France.
for you is going to be
Ben.
Art 2.
Vandalay.
Yeah.
I can figure out. Oh, I'm not on your team, but I
No,
think I
you're
know.
not. But feel free to tell them what you think. Feel free to help them out.
Nope. I will not.
I think that film might be art.
I'm gonna stare and say nothing because it makes for great live streaming. Film, yeah, okay. Like France has a lot of connections to art.
Yeah,
but
like
it's film.
France and film are the only things that really say art to me.
Red can be art, but that's a little thin again. Grace.
Unless it's like
Red
way
can
more
be art.
esoteric than that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit
it can
film.
be.
Red can be
You're not
art.
wrong.
Our friends that bake would be very insulted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that was just a bystander. So it doesn't end the game, but it does end the turn.
Okay.
That bystander is having a
Oh,
great
okay.
time.
Oh, because we
we're playing
froze
code
it.
names.
I know she's loving it.
Oh,
You see, sometimes if you're like more sure of one than the other, then like that's why order sometimes matters for things.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for Bible 3.
okay. So
Bible.
Egypt, I think Egypt is solid.
Egypt is solid. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Egypt.
Maybe bread. Okay.
Egypt bread.
Soul.
And Moscow, I think, was a big player in the
Oh,
in
definitely.
Genesis. I think
Yes.
was
Yes, exactly.
they were fighting the Russians. I think
They were well, and also then there was no room at the inn as they were on the way to Bethlehem, so they took a detour to Moscow.
Yeah. Okay, so Grace,
Phil Collins
Soul,
was in Genesis.
Grace is good. Soul is
Grace,
good.
Grace has to be right. Like, am I crazy?
Well, should we start with Egypt because I feel like that
I'm
also may
worried
have
because
been-
I feel like Grace is more Bible than Egypt,
Okay,
even
okay.
though Egypt is
I'll-
a big. I don't know.
And the other
I don't know.
animated
What do you
movie
think?
could have been Soul, so we're kind of stuck there. I'm good if you want to choose Grace first.
All right, I'll do it.
Hey,
did it.
Can I go Egypt?
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, should we just soul it up here?
stole it up?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks for helping me make up my beef in my meat pit.
Yeah,
Your
yeah. I mean, currently they got more of them. All right.
Okay. Let's see. Here. Water might be Bible.
So
Your turn's over.
I could talk about
Don't
it.
entertain
I
the
could,
people
I
anymore.
can think about it
Well,
all
you
I
can keep
want.
thinking about it.
No, they have to wait.
This is worth mentioning.
Bill.
So you can guess up to the number that I give. Essentially, you can guess up to that number, and I think one additional. It gives you like one you could do over it.
Definitely Bill would be Bible because that was Jesus's middle name, famously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus
Famously.
Bill Christ.
The word I'm going to give. Quickly make sure that there's. Yeah, I think we're good. Is heist 2.
Thief is one
Okay,
for sure
thief.
because I think thief was related to art before.
Yeah, I
Thanks for
got
saying
that
beef.
vibe too.
Beef.
Beef.
Thief.
Heist, maybe lock and thief. Because lock could have been from the parking one too.
Sure. Hit thief first, I guess.
Okay.
See what happens.
Thief.
Very
there
good.
you go. So do we want lock or
Yeah.
why do I like
Go
van?
lock.
No. We never got to click on van before. I think van is right, even if it's not right for this clue. I think it's still blue. When he said parking.
Yeah.
Am I playing wrong?
No.
No, you do. You can put things on whatever you want, even if it's based on like an earlier clue. You're not actually following the things I'm saying. I'm just helping you get all of them eventually. You could just
Do
go
you
wild
wanna-
and just pick something random for all.
You want to do lock?
You make the call, Lana. Lock or van?
Lock wasn't one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, van makes sense too. Yeah, I see where you're going.
It
How
was
it
for
makes
parking,
sense to
and
the
I'm pretty
heist
sure we
clue
were right.
too.
We just misclicked.
I
So
see.
this one is a bit esoteric, but I'm doing microbe 2.
Micro.
Okay, I'm thinking bread again because yeast.
Okay,
and
disease,
disease.
probably then.
Yeah,
Disease?
I'd say disease first.
Okay. Boom.
And then I'm just gonna double check. I don't see anything else that could be microbe.
Could be in
Maybe
water.
Water. But I think bread because yeast.
Water could also be for Jesus, but bread could also be for Jesus. This is a lot of
You
Jesus.
said
was his
Bible, not
body.
Jesus.
Listen.
Jesus,
putting his
notoriously
his
not
own
in the
words his
Bible.
head.
All right, I'm gonna go bread.
Do it.
Hey.
Nice. We don't have
So
to end guessing.
if you want to, you can pick one more.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, I think we'll end that.
Well, it's too late
We're-
now
We're
Yeah,
ahead. We're ahead, so I don't want to.
because we're simpatico,
With-
except for when I didn't look at the words that weren't ours.
Hey, as long as we haven't hit the assassin yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These don't have a lot in common.
Yeah, your connections are tough, Kevin.
Yeah, they are. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Well, I have a thought, but again, it's an esoteric thought, and it's not going to help you because I'm not on your team.
Well, I mean, I can think of things that would connect them. I have to make sure that Megan and Dave will understand what they mean.
I'm so offended. Not really.
Let's do. Yeah, I think we'll just try this. Yeah.
Be brave. That's another animated movie.
Yeah.
If you could change your
Sure
word,
is.
would you?
Is that?
I did a voiceover audition where they asked for someone North American, and then in the breakdown they were like, should be a Scottish or Irish accent, and I'm like, you didn't want to.
You didn't want someone.
It's a
from there?
website. It's like a voice acting website. You didn't want to put the
Accent.
nationality down as like the accent you were looking for. I did it anyway because I've done a lot of
Why
accents
not?
I don't super know how to do in voiceover because I pretend I do and I figure it out the actor's way.
I will say, like, I know a lot of Irish people, and some of their accents sound absolutely cartoonish. Like, sometimes the real accent is worse than the accent that people do in movies because our ears are, like, attuned to a certain version of the accent.
Like, a lot of the accents we hear in movies are basically, like, the RP version, like, the broadcast version of that accent, right? So it's like they make more sense. When I spent time in Glasgow, the first day Hannah had to translate absolutely everything anyone said to me. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. It's so thick.
Yeah, it's so unfamiliar.
All right.
Evan, did we
Megan-
give you enough time?
Yep, Megan, Dave, your word, and I actually think this is very smart, so please be good with this. Chip.
Just because you're smart
Chip.
doesn't mean I'm smart.
Chip 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
Block. Like a chip off the old block.
Nice.
And a chip in your tooth. That would be the two. Those would be the two that Chip would give for me.
I'm all in on those. Do you want to click one first?
Let's go block.
I'll go. If it doesn't shut us down, I'll go tooth. There we go.
And then I'm gonna do van.
Solid.
Yeah.
Then I'm
nice.
gonna do
You
van.
do one more.
Oh.
Clever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're
Okay.
back here.
Uh-oh.
So now I
I
just have
can
to find
only
the
think
connections
of
between
one.
these last
Evan.
two.
Okay.
I can only think of one that connects two of our three. I think you guys will get this one based on our conversations. I'm
Sure.
giving you Jesus 2.
Jesus 2. Water.
Oh no. Is it
And-
Bill?
Is it Bill?
That'd be so funny.
She did say based
Is
on
it
our
Bill?
conversation. That seemed like a
Okay.
sneaking hint.
Okay, I want to go. Yeah, I agree.
Should we
So
go
you said
water first and
water
then Bill?
first, and then Bill.
Okay, water, and then you go Bill.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh boy.
Jesus,
All right.
Bill Christ.
All right.
Jesus, Bill.
And I'm sorry I
Christ.
gave you nothing for the last one.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
These
if-
clowns don't
if-
got it. They
if-
can't.
if-
They can't.
Megan, if
do
you
it.
guys get this one, we'll pull this back.
Jesus, Bill Christ.
There's not that many of them. I think it's work. I'm gonna say your word is garlic 2.
Knot? Like a garlic knot?
Sadly, that's probably the best one. Okay.
And
Not
France, because they cook with a lot of garlic, and that's we thought was art maybe related before.
Yeah. Like not Pacific, not Suit, not Moscow, garlic, stream. So I think by process of elimination, let's go with that. Yep.
Not
Lock one in.
Oh.
and France.
Oh shit.
Oh.
I'm so happy about Chip.
Chip was good.
It was good.
That was
Kevin. You should
good.
be
That was
proud of
I spent
really
a lot of
good.
time thinking of that. I'm like, because originally I was like, I guess crack, because blocks can crack. I was no Chip, Chip off the old block. Parking, you guys were right. You guys were. It was mile, block, and van were the three ones I was doing for
Nice.
parking.
That's fair.
Yeah. That went.
Our last word was suit.
Oh.
Why didn't you get that from Jesus?
Oh,
That's-
Jesus Bill
was not
Christ
to
is
trigger
known for
that.
his fine suits.
Yeah.
Come down to Jesus,
Come on,
Bill Christ.
come on down to
fine
Jesus,
suits.
Bill Christ. I got a
Wait.
3-piece.
I didn't say he sold suits.
That's all I can think of. Jesus Bill
Why
Crash
did both
suits.
of you go to him being a suit salesman? I meant he wore
You want a
them.
vest? You want a double-breasted? I got them. Jesus, come on down to Jesus Bill Christ.
We got ourselves a collection of real good discount suits for you. Lightly used, pre-owned discount
You
suits.
guys are what?
We
Like
got-
Kevin, you're
we got
slightly southern,
seersucker.
and Mike is like from
We got tweed.
Brooklyn. I don't
Chicago.
understand. Is
We're
this
brothers.
a chain? Is this a franchise of
We got-
suit
we got
warehouse?
linen.
All used car salesmen.
You're
Never
gonna like
wrinkles.
the way you look.
This
And
is
Jesus Bill Christ.
This is Jesus Bill
Oh,
Christ.
jeez.
And
I
his brother.
I
Tell
turn,
Jesus
I turn
is
water into
doing-
wine, and I turn fabric into fine.
And there's our next play. You're
Cool.
welcome, guys. There's a
You got to just do your best old Gil impression. Please come on down to Jesus' Suit Emporium. We really need to get rid of some of these suits. They're on sale.
All right, let's randomize these teams.
I'll be right back. One sec.
Yep, good. How many times should I
You'll-
Someone give me a number. How many times
You'll
should I
find the
randomize these?
perfect fit right off the rack. You'll be like, it's
Seven,
a miracle.
7. Aaron was
What?
for Aaron was first. 7.
17.
7 is the
1,
funniest number.
2,
I was
3,
first.
you, Evan.
My
5, 6, 7.
my internet not good.
All right, our
Your
teams are
internet.
currently
Going on 30.
Technically, you can just like shuffle between them, but I figure as we're probably going to only play like one. I mean, it could end very quickly. Game. We'll do a full team shuffle. The teams are Kevin, Aaron, and Dave. Which means Dave will probably be our spy master
Awkward.
because we both me and you are spy
He's
masters.
not here.
Yeah. Well, also
Yeah.
because both me and you are spy masters. And the other team is Hans,
I'm curious to see how Dave's brain works.
Mike, and Maggie.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, how do you feel about being the spy master?
Okay.
So on
It's
your
gonna
screen,
go terribly.
you should be able to click join a spy
Terribly.
master, and someone on your team nominate someone or someone decide to be the spy master.
Mike.
All right.
Mike.
Mike the Spy Master.
I only say that because
There you go.
I feel like our brains work exactly the same way, Mike, and I'm gonna bet on that again.
He was a really good guesser.
All right, Dave, you're the first one up. Just
No.
look at it and think about connection between there. Well, I guess discuss things.
And it's one word.
I like how
one number.
everyone. Oh,
Yeah, one
Yes,
word
one
that
word.
connects multiple. You're going to have to. I don't know if you're playing. Are you playing on your computer or?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
I
So
can-
yeah, you can just type it in. If you actually click the ones you're trying to make a connection through, it'll count up the number for you. So just like click the ones you want to make a connection between, and then write the number that the word that makes a connection.
When I click, does it open a box for me to write? Because I'm not seeing where I would write.
It
anything.
should be right at the bottom of the screen. There should be something that's. Oh no, actually, sorry, no, it switched it now. Oh, Mike, sorry, Mike is actually the one who's playing.
Okay.
oh yeah,
that
it's
makes more sense.
orange.
Yeah, it was blue a second ago, I think, until Mike picked himself a spy master, and then it switched to him. So, Dave, when it happens, then you'll have your screen. But for now,
Got
we got Mike thinking about things.
All
Okay.
right, Spy Daddy.
I think I got one. Do I type it? Oh, yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah, same thing. You type it in, and you can click the ones you're making a connection between. It counts up the number because you also have to put a number down.
Or I can also just put the number.
You can also do that as well. Yeah, both of those work.
Your clue is
Okay,
recess.
3.
Tag,
Tag. Mud, maybe.
mud, kid. Tag, kid, lunch.
I mean, beard. Recess is just known for
I mean,
all
tag
those
seems
kids
like
with their beards.
I think tag for
Those can
sure. I'm
always
gonna
have
go ahead
beards.
and put tag.
okay.
See, because this is the thing. Bucket. I think kid also probably.
Kid works, yeah.
I think kid also for sure.
Mhm. I think lunch,
Lunch?
makes sense
Well,
to
now
me
hold
as
on.
well.
Because have you considered locust?
Kevin, no one
if
asked.
it
You're not on
changed?
this team.
Look, we go
What?
through a lot of changes during lunchtime.
Lunch.
For me,
Because
yeah,
lunch
for me
is
it's
a
between that and
reform.
for me it's between that and mud, but I like lunch.
Lunch
better.
is a recess.
All right.
at
Oh
school.
no!
Sorry.
hands tap
It
lunch.
is
Hey,
so
that's one of
hard.
ours.
All your fault,
Not-
Mike.
It's so hard
I
not to
take
pay
no
attention to
blame.
the other ones.
All right.
All right. Oh yeah,
You
no,
like it?
yeah. So you just like, oh wait, is this gonna do something else? I always just look at the black one to be like, don't do that one. Yeah. The Black River
Kevin, you
last one.
can't say that.
3 is a stretch, but 2.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. All right,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
push
that
my
it
luck.
says taps in the middle. Mago taps kid
All
is
right.
not a
Oh,
good, not something you should
Chance,
see
you
written
can't
down
say that.
on a screen. I tap lunch. Yeah, I tap lunch all day.
Spymaster Dave. What have you got for us?
Aaron and Kevin, your clue is cold for 3.
Cold for 3. So
Cold
frost
for
is a pretty big one
3.
there.
Yeah.
I think if I just tap the
No.
card, not the finger, it allows me to put my the name on it. I think. Yeah.
I think so.
I think frost is probably a pretty good one. Cold.
And he said 2 for sure, and then a third might be a stretch. So I want to say fall
Bananas can be
or
cold.
stethoscope.
Yeah.
You freeze them to make your banana bread.
I mean, the thing is, a stethoscope is that's almost like a joke thing that the stethoscope is cold. That's like a long-standing joke. I actually do.
I know. It's kind of my other thought was ground.
I was thinking Jupiter. But no. I mean, it potentially was what he's going for, but I think we're just going off of cold. There are things that are more.
Kevin,
to it.
have you considered locust?
I have, because I always consider locust at any point in
Look,
time.
locust is always an option.
Just assume
Have
that
you
I am
considered-
considering locusts.
Have you considered pirate? If you're cold, they're cold. Bring them inside.
Okay, I really like frost, so I say we do frost. It's got it.
Yeah, let's do
has
frost.
gotta be
Let's
yes.
send that one over.
Yeah. So frost.
I'll let you do it because you're on a computer, so you have
Yep.
more like.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to do fall next?
Yeah, we could be stretching for but fall is also cold, but it's weird to have both like frost and fall. But you know what? I think fall is. I'm tempted to go with
stethoscope is
stethoscope.
funny to me.
It's so much of a thing that stethoscopes are cold,
right?
And I don't know if if that's in Dave's like comedic sensibilities. It feels like it actually might it's a very classic joke. I
Okay,
kind of
you
want
know
to
what? Let's do it for the bet.
Let's do it for the bet. We gotta do it for the bet.
For theirs.
If you ever touched a hammer to the small of your back, it's very cold.
Stethoscope.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to see if there was steel somewhere because I feel like cold steel.
Nicely done.
Hey, you know what? I'm feeling good. Let's do fall.
Let's do fall.
Oh, please don't be a.
I know.
Oh, it was nothing. It was nothing though. It was nothing. That's actually
It's fine.
It was Janet. Janet.
I love that clue.
Go
because
inside, Janet.
Fall was the
killed-
risky one, but it wasn't much of a risk as long as you didn't click it first.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
Ooh.
we'll
Okay,
see.
well let's keep Jupiter in our brains.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
There's
I got
one
one.
cold somewhere. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll try this one. The word is busker for 3.
Ooh.
Maracas.
Change. That's what
Mm-hmm.
coined.
Maracas problem. Okay, maracas. Change bucket.
Bucket,
Because you can do the
maybe,
bucket.
or spot. That's where
Yeah.
it's a busking spot.
Smoke. Yeah.
So Kevin, you're streaming your screen, right?
Yes.
Locust.
So since you're not the clue master, the audience doesn't know.
Yeah. The audience want to know on this one. They would.
They're on the journey with us.
No. Okay, so maracas has to
Maracas?
be.
Yeah, you
Maracas
can hit
has to
maracas.
be. Okay.
I think change is also
Yeah.
very likely.
Yeah. Change is one. I'm like it's gotta be changed.
I feel like bucket makes more sense to me than spot because they play on the buckets for the drums.
And maybe bucket was recess.
Maybe, yeah. What do you think?
Sure, to go
That's right.
bucket. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Exactly the 3.
That was a big one. That was a big one.
Whoa.
Was bucket the one from recess?
I can't
As
answer
well,
that question.
She can't. Yeah.
Is he-
No.
Oh yeah.
Technically, because we're streaming, you want to be a bit more vocal. But yeah, if you're playing in person, usually the spy master's just completely silent. But a little bit of conversation in there.
Just blink twice, Mike, if it
So now he has to. So now he has to not blink for the rest of the game.
Because technically,
Kevin will never know.
Because technically, you could argue even telling someone that they got the ones that you got could.
Oh yeah.
It's usually not like it's not like, whatever, but it is like that's usually why I was at the
Buzzkill!
fully silent.
If you're a hardcore Codenames player in the big leagues.
Hey, what are you thinking, Dave? What do you think?
I'm gonna go creature for 2.
Creature 2. Okay. Creature. This is interesting because none of these I feel like are strictly a creature.
So what is in my head?
Yes.
I have 4 that are in my head.
Mm-hmm.
They're mud, locust, smoke, and shell.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to narrow it down, but those are the 4 that are kind of circling.
Mud was what I was looking at because you'd be like a mud creature. I mean, locust would be very funny if it was locust with the amount of times we've been talking about locust. He didn't do.
Kevin, have you considered locust?
So like, because specifically creature is very interesting. Creature.
And so because it's creature, that kind of makes me like lean away from locust a little bit and lean more towards like mud and smoke.
Yeah.
No, like the smoke creature on locust.
Yeah, like it could be that. I think.
Do you have any ones that I'm not considering?
A banana creature, a map creature, Jupiter creature, like there's ones where I can get like quite. I'm trying to think of also there's a different use of the word creature that could relate to something, and
I guess maybe ground creature could be a thing if he's like really trying to connect.
Yeah, but that's a
things.
Bit. That's like that seems very broad. I think smoke and I think smoke creature. I'm also trying to think of like
I think
cold,
smoke
like
first.
Cold. I mean, I was thinking.
Anyone
mud first.
notice that our 2 of our spies are 2 sets of twins?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I think let's try.
That'd be
mud.
useful.
If it works, it
spying.
doesn't.
Okay.
If it doesn't, we're done anyway. So.
Cool.
It's handy because
Nah. It's an old man. An
Oh,
old man
he's
with
so
mud.
cute.
let me see here.
Okay, so we have 1 cold that's still out there somewhere, and 2 creatures that we can use.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking,
Which is
let's
good.
see.
This is good.
Oh, by the way, there's also no rule saying that in the last, if you're like, oh, they're good if you're going to get this next one, I'm just going to give you all the numbers and just guess it out.
Just tell you how many are left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a chance here.
Okay.
Ooh. Taking a chance.
Give me a sec.
Mike, have you considered locust?
Just put locust.
Well, hey now.
I would love.
I
if Locust
really
was-
hope Locust is the assassin.
Yeah, I really hope the Locust is the assassin. I mean, Locust is pretty good for creep, like because you could say insect, but
It
what
is
does
good for creature.
insect connect to? So, I don't know. We'll have to see what Dave.
I mean,
comes
it
up next.
could have been Locust and Shell.
Yeah. This game's always funny because you're like in your head you're like the connection is so clear, and then you say it out loud,
So apparent.
and someone like goes in a completely opposite direction. You're like, never mind.
Like,
Never
oh,
mind.
shoot, they're correct.
I remember playing this with Brian and Darcy, and something where there was the word strip given, and they just would there was the word Vegas, and they just did not.
Hands.
I was so
Taps
cute.
bucket. Yeah.
Maracas.
I tap maracas. I tap
The
bucket.
interesting things about these games like this, and like games, if you've ever played Dixit, which is a kind of a similar like,
Dixit, yeah.
It's very like my sister-in-law grew up in rural China. And it's very interesting that we can't really play these games with her because the
just doesn't have the cultural
touchstones,
context?
yeah, just like don't translate.
Like you couldn't say chip off the old block.
Yeah, you couldn't have said chip for block. That wouldn't
Land.
translate to her, and we played with her a few times. Like we played Dixit, and it was just like we couldn't. There's not a mutual. Even though her English is amazing.
I'm gonna try this.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Playbook 3.
Playbook 3. You know, page.
Take a page out of the playbook.
Page out of the playbook. Coach.
Mm-hmm.
And
map.
And
Locust.
And locust. Because like button is a term, a sports term. Banana is also a sports term. Map makes
a button would be more would be football. That makes me think of a playbook. I guess.
A banana is also.
I don't think these bananas.
I'm gonna need you to explain that.
Banana?
Yeah.
They draw banana like they draw. It's the same thing we used in theater. It's like going around something.
I don't know.
If no one else gets that, then it's fine. I will withdraw it. But it's like,
yeah.
Where's my football book?
Like these are my guesses. Hammer, throw, but that's not really a playbook thing.
Okay, well,
but
I think page and coach. I feel confident in.
Okay, boom. I'll do coach. You want to do page? Okay.
Locust.
I think button. Makes
I
sense.
think map, but I will defer to you because I just got roasted, so I'm feeling not very confident.
You think what makes you think map? Just because it's a page?
If you draw out like a play, it's like a little map.
Maybe.
This book is supposed to teach me how to understand jargon, and it doesn't have a glossary.
Not a very good jargon book. Then.
We're ahead, so we don't need to. We can, if we end guessing now, we're still ahead. Or do we want to take a chance?
I have to think about how much Mike knows sports. Does map make sense because Mike and I share a similar thought process on how sports do? Is button too deep of a cut? I don't know how much of a sport guy Mike is. The glasses and penchant for theater indicate that button might be too much of a deep cut.
Do you want to keep guessing? Do you want to end guessing? What are you feeling? Did you want to take a chance on map? Because we can do that.
I'm doing it.
All right.
I'm trying to do it. Ah, bitch!
Map was also one that came up into my mind. I'm like, yeah, I guess a map. That's what.
Map also came up to my mind.
Kind of when they draw things out. I'm like, that's kind of like a map.
Yeah.
It's that drawing.
Is that drawing? Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have your work cut out for you here.
Dave, you whatever clue you give us, just say 5.
Yeah, right?
If you can connect all 5 of them.
Have you considered locust?
Yeah.
I hate you all.
Come on down to Jesus Bill Christ. Our suits are locust free.
No locust guarantee.
No, you find the locust, it ain't mine.
Of locusts.
Only during plague season do you have to worry about the locust.
There is literally no way to connect them all.
I mean, sometimes there isn't, but we have. So we know that we have a cold lingering somewhere, and we have 2 creatures.
No, you don't, Kevin.
Yeah,
you don't
Kevin
get
will not
sick.
tell
it's
us if he
just
has a cold lingering.
Mago taps page. Mago taps map.
I love
So
how
we know we have a cold creatures.
This has changed from me saying I don't get sick that much to apparently I never get sick.
Yeah.
Kevin's never been sick in his entire life.
Never. I've
It's a
never
medical
been
marvel.
sick. I didn't once get sick enough and then eat those Cadbury fingers, and now they give me every time I look at them they make me feel sick because of the
diarrhea.
connection.
You were like 19. That doesn't count.
They give him diarrhea.
What? Wait, what? Wait, what? When you're 19 doesn't count as being sick? Hold on.
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
very confused here.
Anything under 19 is.
All right, it's fine,
Guys,
Dave.
You have to be an adult.
It's our time.
I got
our time
3.
up here.
All right. So whatever you do, say
Give us
5.
5.
Though. Say 5. Make the number 5 because we'll have to guess them.
Tell us the clue is for 3. But
It is
we'll guess
1,000%
5.
over if you don't get.
Yeah,
5.
exactly. So
Oh.
You the word you say probably won't connect all 5 of them. Just make sure the number is 5. We'll try to do the rest.
We'll try.
Yeah.
All right, good luck. And I guess consider all the clues maybe, but well, I'm dropping popcorn. All right, anyway. Ladybug 5, 3,
Okay.
5.
So,
Okay, so Spot.
Spot I think is a pretty good one. I think going back
Shell?
to at least I think that's good because we know what we're working with here. It's got a lot there.
Yeah.
I think maybe then Locust would count
Yes.
creature.
And I'm going to say
Yeah,
Jupiter.
you
Have
guys-
you considered
You
Locust?
should at least consider Locust.
Yeah.
Now we have
Evan, I'm going to say
cold-
Jupiter and Smoke.
You think Jupiter and Smoke? I was wondering if there was
Yeah.
Hammer in there somewhere because I was honestly thinking of Cold Hammer.
Go on.
I would say Jupiter is my last choice.
Here's
Why
we
is
can go, we can go through these.
Hammer's
Huh?
are cold. You're touch the hammer against the
Hammer.
smallest
Hammer's
wondering
metal,
why
it's
ha-
cold Hammer.
Metal's not
And said it
always
was before,
cold.
and now it lives in Kevin's head.
All right. I say we do these in order and we cut down because if we get it wrong right off the bat, there's no use talking about the rest. Because I
Yeah,
do
we're
think
apt.
Spot is
So-
probably the top one. So Spot,
Mhm.
Spot, nice, and guess it. No. I think Shell's pretty good because ladybugs don't have shells, but like
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Is that a shell?
in a sense.
It's a carrot. It's
Kind
like,
It's like an
Carapace?
exoskeleton.
I mean, as much as like
So-
any bug has a shell, I guess, right?
Just click it. Just click it.
I already did.
Okay.
Locust. Between what we have
Yeah,
left, we have 3 more
yeah.
we have to do. Locust could fit with creature.
Ladybugs could have a beard. You never know.
Hey, you know what? Either we're
It
gonna
might be a gamble, but I say
Here's
do it.
Either we're gonna do this or they're gonna get it next time, and we haven't talked about this entire time. I think it's time to consider Locust.
Let's
Please
consider
do it.
Locust.
Please be the
Consider it
assassin.
with your finger.
Please be the assassin. Ah, it was Locust.
Damn you for
Bye,
scooping yourself
Bess.
out of Locust early on.
Hey,
Okay.
Kevin, we have to do Smoke.
All right.
At
Smoke
this point,
creature.
we have to.
Let's do it. All right. Let's see. Smoke. Oh no.
Oh.
Ladybug was an incredible clue. That was really
Yeah, that was
good.
It was
Very
really good.
good.
Yeah.
It was very, very
Mm.
good. Considering the things we knew
on Locust.
beforehand, it was very, very good. I mean, also.
Can
even
you
based
just
off
type
itself.
in the answer now?
No, you have to say
Can they
something.
just give you
Planet.
Planet.
One.
Yay.
Definitely banana.
I
round.
mean, good thing we didn't go for
Yeah.
Jupiter.
Oh, King Arthur and Beard. Those weren't even on the Yeah, those are even on my.
Oh,
So
that would be so
great,
hard for you,
the only
Dave.
clue I
because
gave
a
for
lot of
Cold-
those
for
things were
Beard would
also
be
direct
Cold.
us-
Cold
Yeah.
was the third
And, like-
one. Beard was the connector. But
Yeah.
And like a lot
Thought
of those things
was
would also
for
connect
cold,
us to
Dave.
pirates, so you
Yeah,
have to be
beard
careful.
beard is tough because it was close to pirate. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a rough.
Right?
Dave, that was a
If I
rough
said-
one.
it associates it automatically with
black.
pirates? 'Cause it's next
if I
to
said
it.
black, you would have said beard, but then you'd go Blackbeard,
Mhm.
pirate, and it's like no.
Yeah.
I
Well, and
man.
same
so
with King Arthur. Like King Arthur would also direct you to pirate if you're not careful.
Totally. If I said literary, like there was we could have had 4 for literary, but then you'd go like, oh well, pirate's a character, so I'm gonna like, ugh.
Mhm.
that was
Yeah,
a tough one.
There's a lot
That's
of
so
them.
hard.
And
What
by the way,
punked you?
map was absolutely what I was going for in terms of playbook. It was a last minute switch. I almost did Atlas because I thought you might get map page and maybe Jupiter, but then I thought you might think a pirate might use. So I was just like, stay away from that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, no, it was good.
What was
I
the
had
thing-
to trust our same brain connection, Mike.
Coach, by
And
the
here
way,
I
was the
thinking buttons.
coach was the recess one that I was like tag kid and coach.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Makes
Mhm.
sense.
see it.
Dave, what were your intentions with creature? Do you remember?
Yeah, creature it was so funny because
Locust,
you
I mentioned.
Yeah,
said exactly the 2, which was creature was shell and locust. And so like you guys went shell, locust, and then like mud, smoke, and then you dropped off the 2. You dropped off shell and locust and
It's-
went mud and smoke.
It's just when I hear, at least for me, when I hear creature, I go to things that are a bit more abstract. But that's just,
Yeah, like a
that's-
monster. Yeah.
Yeah, like for in
Yeah.
my mind, that's where I go with that. Is I'm like, oh, a creature's got to be a thing like that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to shout out. I forgot you're writers, because of course you'd go to like something creative like mud monster
Yeah.
and yeah.
that's the I think that's
To
very
be
fun
fair,
thing with this
Dave,
game.
when you said creature, I before they even said it, I thought locust and shell, because I knew you can't really say animal because then shell isn't really
Well, I
Right.
mean,
like.
maybe.
I get why you said
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
That's what came to my head.
I think
And that's why they were in my like top 4.
Yeah.
You totally crushed it, but it just didn't land there.
I think what hit for me is also like sometimes it's also just thinking of like, well, I would have said something different because I'm like, I probably would have said insect for that, but
I think what sunk us was the running locust joke because you wanted to steer away from it because
Have you considered?
It was all a tactic.
But without jokes, what are we?
Yeah. No one will like us without our jokes. Then we're just smart weirdos.
all right, I'll leave it up to
Well,
you guys because we did start a bit
weirdos.
late today. We could do one more if you guys want to do one more. If anybody really wants to try their hand.
Sure,
at
I'd like to have a chance of being spy master.
Sure, let's. Is everyone else good with that? Everyone gonna
If,
hold for
if
another?
people don't have to run off, I'd be happy to play another one.
Yeah,
I could do one more.
Yeah.
We started a bit late, so I figured that'd be the case.
And I feel like the rounds are getting faster, so
Yeah. So who have so essentially Hans and Megan would have to take.
yeah.
a turn as
So
spy
rejig
masters.
until they're on different teams.
Yeah.
We just got to make sure our phones are facing away from each other.
Yeah. Okay. there we
Never
go.
look
No,
at me.
Nope.
you'll see the same.
No, it doesn't
Hans,
matter. We
you'll see the
both
same
the same
things.
board.
All right. Hey, we're
We see the same board.
We're
Yeah.
returning. Yeah, technically you two are.
That's true,
In,
yeah.
in person, you are actually looking at the same board. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're returning to our first teams. Actually, we got Mike, Aaron, and Hans, and we got Kevin, Dave, and Mego.
Ooh, and Meg is going first.
I get to go first. Okay.
Ooh, let's see what we got here. We got some blacksmith, castle, iron. See,
You're really making connections. Viking.
Well, no, I was mostly just saying random words that were on there. They did happen to go in a connection, yeah.
Queen.
Yeah. Kitchen,
Swamp.
swamp,
Hawk Iron Coast.
Joker.
Joker,
Castle Queen.
Castle Queen.
Ladder. This is all a movie here.
Hawk Iron is
Yes.
definitely a like a 90s superhero. Hawk Iron.
I swear to God, if one team has Joker and Phoenix and just gives the clue Joaquin.
If somebody had Joker, Phoenix, Hawk, and Iron, and I would argue Swamp, you could do comic book. It's rough
Also
because there's a lot of
Amazon.
other stuff there, but like,
This is a hard board.
it's interesting.
This is rough, guys.
Oh man, there are definitely some where I'm like, oh, there are some solid connections, but if you don't have those ones, then
Yeah.
then you're kind of
Okay, I'm gonna
Because there are
try
such
this.
solid connections.
yeah. Oh, we're getting ours. All
Rough.
Dave. Is the word rough?
It's rough. Yeah, that's no.
Fishing 3. Fishing 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Huh.
So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, coast.
Mhm.
Probably pretty good.
Swamp.
I mean, like, so I'm just gonna click some ones that I think it could potentially fit. Coast, swamp. I think Amazon technically.
Sure.
Because river, Amazon River. I think you can fish in there. Other.
Cast.
I'm trying.
Cast. Fishing is cast.
Oh, cast. Oh yeah, cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, cast is going. Kane, sign, fishing, March, Viking, sack. Now, do you think? No, that's too far of a connection. I was gonna say, I mean, on a computer, phishing's also a way people try to scam you.
Yes.
That feels
True.
a bit out there, maybe.
Yeah, and they'll try and get your pin.
Try to get your pin. Yes.
Oh.
Be clever. Why can't I find scam?
And break into your Amazon account.
It'd be nice if scam was
Hands,
on there.
are you listening?
We got but yeah, computer would be nice. I like cast and coast. I think let's start with cast because I think cast Either she didn't see it or it's
Okay.
one of them, because that also is going to be possible. Someone just didn't see things. So cast. All right.
Yeah.
So we got one.
Yay! You did it.
Coast has also got to be
That
like
feels the safest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then I
let's
think
see, Coast.
Amazon and Swamp gets a little bit thinner. But
That's where it gets thinner. That's why that makes me wonder if there's something else. Okay. I am honestly fine with leaving it at this, rather than accidentally hitting one of theirs or hitting the assassin.
I disagree. I think you should hit one of mine. I would like that. It would help me a lot.
It's called tapping. It says it right there.
Yeah,
Tap, right.
Tap that.
you
You gotta
considered-
go big.
I'll try
Tap
to
considered
big.
Locust.
Tap that card.
I don't know. I'm two's pretty good. I think two's good. We got a fishing
Right.
there. I think we call it. We're in the early game still.
Take the win. Good.
Yeah. There's too many things that are so close here that it seems very easy for it to be somewhere else.
Okay. This one, it might seem a little vague, but here we go.
Okay, Red Queen
Okay.
is the first thing that
Red
jumps to me.
Phoenix.
Okay.
I'm very on board with Queen though. I think that is Salsa.
Salsa
Actually,
is
let's
red.
scrap Queen. I would go for Queen, Salsa, and Hawk. Would be my
Red
top
Hawk?
3. Yeah. That's what Tobias became in the Animorphs books. He's a red hawk.
All right, I'll take your word for that.
He stayed for too long. He stayed in his hawk
Okay.
form for too long.
I'm gonna say
Queen
when
for
I
sure.
said that and everyone responded, Hawk is not on the board.
No.
So let's scrap
can I-
Hawk, but let's do Queen.
Let's do Queen. I'm going to choose Queen.
Okay, sure.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Wow. Red.
I was.
It's okay, guys,
certain.
because it's okay, guys. Just keep red in mind.
I just saw red, and
Okay,
I'm
we will.
like, oh my god, so many.
Oh
of
my
these are actually
God.
red. So many of them are red.
Aaron, Red Cloak.
Tower. Okay,
Oh.
so I mean, castle.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Tower, ladder. You need a
My
ladder.
mistakes. No.
Well, all right. Let's see what happens here.
Hey.
Mistakes exist.
It.
I like
Sorry,
you-
because I
you
kind of
can't
I did
give
nothing with what you
feedback.
said.
Is your word different? Because you can just tell us if it's a
No,
different
no,
word.
I just
Hey,
no.
okay.
He's asking. I was pretty confident in this one, and then I took a second look, and I'm less confident. It had nothing to do with anything that was said. It was
that is-
all internal.
That is perfectly fine. That happens. So castle, ladder, another.
Is
I mean-
Iron Tower a thing? No.
I was thinking computer tower, because that's technically what
Oh.
you call the thing a computer's in is a computer tower. Tower.
I mean, I agree with Castle. Probably start there, I guess.
Castle's a pretty solid one. Now she did scream, which means
I know,
might-
right?
yeah, but hey, we got the information we got, and Castle is very, very obvious.
If that's the
Let's-
assassin, we ended right on time.
Let's do it. Hey! Okay, cool. So we got 2 more. There's, I mean, obviously tunnel. Like, they're connected, but it's a tower tunnel is kind of like they're 2
Oh,
different
radio
things.
tower. Radio tower.
Oh, yes, yes, a radio tower.
I was hoping they wouldn't notice that.
That one is
Unless that's what made her scream.
no radio tower is
maybe.
aggressively
That's true.
a good one.
Yeah. I think
Could be
click
one
on. I'm so convinced. Let's choose it as our second.
Here's the thing. At this point, we have to go with the ones that are the most obvious, even though we do know that Megan screamed.
Yeah.
All right, radio tower. Oh yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one, guys. We're on the board.
That's
All right.
it is very.
All right, Kevin.
No, Dave.
I'm still trying to figure out
you-
red.
You're right. It happens though.
I know.
You're so focused on your own,
But
you
here's
don't
the
think
thing.
with the ones around it.
Yeah.
We have Salsa. We have Viking.
Cloak, I think, also could
We
be
have
red.
Cloak. Yeah.
An iron gets red when
Phoenix.
it's hot.
And apparently Red Hawk is an Animorphs thing.
It's a type of hawk.
Yeah.
I will say though, based on Hans's reaction, that was not in his brain. That was just for me.
Mm-hmm.
Connection only for Aaron. It could maybe also be blacksmith.
Oh man, you guys, this is all right. Whatever. Let's see. Hold on. Let me double
Holding.
check. Ooh. Now I'm going for it. Let's go for it. Why not?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I'm thinking
Okay.
iron and blacksmith.
Yeah, and kitchen.
Oh, and what about Phoenix? Because it bursts into flames.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And,
So I feel like
and salsa. Although
so
we
what do
can
we
guess
wanna
one
start with?
extra.
Yeah.
I don't know. I started with Queen last time and I screwed up, so I'm handing it over to you first.
Okay, I'm gonna click kitchen.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. Got
Okay.
it.
Iron.
Sure. Oh no,
man, I'm doing
Gave
bad,
us
guys.
so many.
The thing we're not giving them points though. That's the thing.
It's
Exactly.
something.
These are
How are we
bystanders.
tied?
And we still know what we know.
The person who goes first gets one extra one they have to guess to kind of offset the fact that they get to go first, because it's the first one to clear their things, so they have an advantage. So they have to guess one extra.
Yeah.
And we still know what we know. And next time, Hans, if he feels like he wants to, can give us like one up on the numbers we can guess.
So there was a fishing. There was one fishing still lingering there, and there's still two towers.
Yeah.
The book and movie. Sky 2.
Wow.
Sky.
Phoenix would fly.
So
a hawk would be in the sky. Telescope would look into the sky.
It would look into the sky.
Ladder would climb into the sky.
I would say debatably a ladder should climb to somewhere.
I don't know. It's a little much.
But it does climb up.
It does climb up. You are right. I'll also say I did think of that initially and then go, maybe not. Though we did think of it for tower. So I do like hawk for sky.
Yeah. And Phoenix?
Telescope's pretty good.
Although would she do fly?
I just feel like there's that. The problem is if you have hawk and Phoenix, like if with those both out there, if she doesn't have both of those.
Yeah, I agree with you actually.
It would be weird.
I also think. Yeah. I don't want to make another comment because it could help them. So yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this because if you had hawk and Phoenix, you would the easy connection between them would be bird rather than
bird or fly or
yeah. I mean, I still think ladder from tower was something pretty good. Okay. Hawk the thing is we're all very aware Hawk is on here because we've mentioned it so many times. And I think if she says sky, it seems to make Hawk feels right because we're all now aware of Hawk.
And sky doesn't feel right for anything else. So I think start clicking. I think go with probably hawk first.
I think hawk's sign, march, pin, sack, cloak, tunnel, salsa. So that classic sky salsa. Let's do hawk. All right.
Telescope?
I do like telescope. You look because it is specifically a telescope is more often than not used to look at the night sky.
Look to the night sky. My favorite kid book.
I don't think it connects to fishing or tower, but you could be going in different directions, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's try telescope.
Not saying anything is fucking killing me right now. My only choice is to say a fucking
I have a
word.
thought in my head.
Okay, Dave.
Typically, fishing, there's salmon ladders.
We have one more guess we can take, and we know that there's fishing in there somewhere, which I don't know if that connected to hawk, telescope, or castle.
Well, even fishing it could because there's salmon ladders, right? That help them run and stuff. I think. I'm pretty sure. But anyway,
there's also a workup thing. And then
I'm
tower,
willing to try ladder.
There was two missing. I'm willing to take a swing on tower to see if it's or sorry, take a swing on ladder to see if
Yeah.
it was tower.
I'm in.
Let's see it. Will this ruin everything? Ah!
Oh man.
Haha.
So Megan, I don't think that was what you were going for, but they landed on something.
Yeah,
We don't know.
think I know.
We won't know until the end.
I can't say.
And I also can't say, and Mike won't say. But I think we have some thoughts. I think we want Salsa
Mm-hmm.
and Phoenix.
I like
And
Phoenix.
we'll see what else hands
I
gives
s-
us.
Yeah, Cloak is still a possibility from Red.
Mm-hmm.
Blacksmith maybe is overheat.
Megan, you just have to connect 3. And we can win in
I
one.
know, I'm trying.
We can win in one go.
I'm trying.
So,
It's not
give us
easy.
some extras, but tell us there's an extra.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
So we know we're going for the old ones.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna assume if he says 6, that means you've probably got some extras.
Fair.
I mean, if he says 5, that could also mean it as well, because you get one bonus guess.
Oh man, these are
We're,
tough.
just,
Okay.
we're circling around
Oh
things.
no, Dave has become 2 lights.
There are
standing
4
desk-
lights.
How do you enjoy your standing desk, Dave?
I think it's amazing, except it's getting old at 9:00 at night.
I mean, yeah.
Fair.
That's fair. I have a sit stand desk, so when I feel like the years, I can just go bring it up and bring it down. It's nice to be able to sometimes just get on your feet for a little bit.
I think this is a decent clue.
Oh.
Online. Okay.
Okay.
So Phoenix.
Amazon.
Yes. Computer.
Yes.
Do we want to start with those 3 and then add on after?
Yeah, Yeah, I think so.
Should we start with computer?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as he gave you overheat, because I said computer for tower, as soon as he gave you overheat,
Oh, yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
not computer. It's definitely not.
I'm
computer.
gonna say Amazon next.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Phoenix because it's an online university.
Okay. Just a sec.
So we've been dancing around it.
Pin
Mm.
Phoenix and Red Phoenix. Yeah. So maybe Phoenix, and then if we still have another guess, Salsa.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Oh no.
Oh.
There it is. Okay. And now should we guess Salsa?
We've been dancing around salsa.
Hey!
Let's do it.
Salsa was very clearly like it was red.
Yeah.
Red salsa.
Red and overheat.
This is going to be very tough
All
from
right.
now on.
Okay.
Alliteration
I really-
3.
Oh wow! What a clue!
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, so is it sign, sack, and swamp? Is there any other alliteration?
Wow, you picked it out quickly.
I think that's it.
Well, unless it's because the other one is only 2 alliteration.
Yeah,
2.
no. Well, we got this thing. We got Kate and Cloak.
I think you need to
which
pound it
is
off
2
top
of them. But I think
go boom, boom with
we
those
gotta
flips.
give
Lock it in.
give it for Megan to try to do this. Either
Lock it in. Boom, boom,
Either
boom.
she did amazing or she missed something. But either way, let's do it. All right, let's start with swamp.
Just go 1, 2, 3.
All right, let's do sack.
Drop the hammer.
Let's do sign. Yes.
Great
God.
clue.
It only worked because you guys went for salsa. It only worked because you greedy people did salsa. That's the only
That worked-
connection I had, but
Oh my
it worked.
god, that works so
To
well.
be fair, Cloak was wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Viking
Viking did
and
cross my
Viking.
mind at
Where
some
were you
point.
getting-
When we were in Red, I was
So
like, okay,
red was
Viking.
Viking.
Yeah.
Red was Viking.
Yeah.
Phoenix and Salsa.
Eric.
But
Red.
like I was like,
Yeah.
that's why I was iffy about it because like, well, there's also the iron and blacksmith. But then I was like, well, there's also kitchen. Like, there's plenty of other things. It's like if they make a mistake, it's not going to hit any blues. And there's other ones that you could be like, well, kitchen could be red because fire or hot. So I was like, well,
Tower
let's go for it.
was castle, ladder, and telescope.
Oh yeah, like you'd have a telescope on top of it.
Yeah, you put your telescope up in a observatory tower, and then as soon as I hit it, I saw a radio, and I was like, no.
that happens so many times. You say something,
like radio tower is like the.
Oh, that's
clue.
immediately what I thought.
You get so wrapped up. You're like, oh my god, I found the connection to them. I got what I needed. And then you say it, and then you go, oh dang.
And the whole time we weren't saying it. She's like, oh my god, they're missing it. Oh my god, they're missing it. And suddenly I'm.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, I had no other way to connect Swamp, Sack, and Sign, and I was like, just let them choose Salsa, because if I get Salsa, I think I was still gonna go with Alliteration 3.
Oh yeah, because we would have had it. Well, I would not have gone for Salsa because I was very sure Salsa was red.
Yeah. I was gonna go for it anyway, but when you guys picked Salsa, I could barely contain myself.
See, and I was initially, before I thought of online, I was initially gonna put travel, because I was like, because I couldn't think about how to connect Viking or Kane into the clues that I had given you guys thus far.
But tunnel.
What?
I know, yeah.
Tunnel fucked me too. Because
there was a bunch.
With Swamp Sign and Sack, I was gonna be like Journey.
Yeah.
Or something. But Swamp was for fishing as well. But...
And Cloak's in there, so I'm like, oh, travel Cloak, and I was like, I can't. Yeah.
I mean,
so it was too many risks.
If they had goofed hands, what you would have had to do, like the only play you would have had, was to give us something for Kane.
Yeah.
And then something obvious for Kane, and then said 2.
Yeah.
So we would have been like, okay, let's go back to red. But then we still might have landed on Cloak.
I would have just put CV.
Yeah, because you could even say something like sword or weapon, because blacksmith was right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was there was a lot of a lot of the extra stuff related to all the prompts that I was giving, and I was like, I don't know. I just went for it anyways, because even if they got it wrong, they were just gonna guess a gray one or whatever. So
yeah, if I find that if your like iffy one is close to one that's like at least a neutral one, you're like, the worst thing that'll happen is they'll hit a neutral one, but it's not the most obvious one, so hopefully they shouldn't start with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll have all that information that they had before, so they can guess again the next turn as well.
Yeah. Well, that was I was just playing Codenames. That was another fun day of all of us chatting about Riverona and making things and playing games with some very fun people. Thank you so much for joining us this time, Dave and Mike. We hope you come on.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hope to come again.
Yes.
It was so nice to see you, if virtually.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Right?
Cheese party.
Oh my god, cheese party.
But we'll be back in 2 weeks for another Full Circle Theater stream. Until then, thank you everyone for stopping by, and I guess bye.
Bye.
Just want to let everyone know I won all 3 games.
All right, bye.
Alliteration. What a prompt.